Hey, welcome, world changers. We are so excited. I've given you a couple days, right? I told you, I gave my live and I said I just needed to step back and I really needed to reevaluate me. And we talked about being an employee. Would you hire yourself or would you be fired? If you were looked at and said, hey, I'm going to hire you as the CEO of my business. And then you get to see everything you've done the past 6 months or past 3 months or 2 months, whatever. Are you an employee you want to hire? And I told you I was not. So I fired myself. I sent myself packing, and then we had a good talk. And just kind of looked back at this is what you did whenever the business was growing and things were really good. And then you got away from it. And so I've got Ashley here. Ashley has inspired me with some of the things that she's talked about. She's so disciplined. She is so good at just this business and building on social media, but more than that, on just being intentional so she can still be the very best follower of Christ she can be, still be the very best wife that she can be, and still be the very best mama she can be, but still build a business that she wants, right? Because the goal is to leave a legacy. And I heard someone say, like, I was watching a little documentary on Alaska, and this guy goes, he's like, I'm not this property is not mine that I'm leaving for my kids. I'm borrowing this property from my kids for them. And that just kind of hit home. I was like, ooh, this business is not mine. The goal is to leave a legacy that will bring in future income that will take care of my family later on. And that's the great thing about residual. But I looked at the business now like, this isn't my business. I'm borrowing it from my kids. And so I better treat it well. And I better put a foundation in place that is going to allow them to have something to take over when it's time for that to happen. And I come from a farming background. So that's why that hadn't hit home, because that's what my grandpa did. That's what my mom and dad have done. And they've just left that for us. And so with her inspiration and just what's been on my heart, we're going to talk, right? We're going to go back to foundation. We're going to go back to our non-negotiables, and we're going to really talk. I'm going to let her just kind of go into her daily routine, because I'm telling you, mom, wife, follower, and works a job where she is busy all the time, but her business is still growing. So Ashley, Brandon, I am so thankful for you hopping on here. I am honored just to consistently do life with you. And this has been fun. And I want you just to kind of just teach, but just pour into us today.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be asked to do this. I think when you're in the thick of it, you don't even realize it. And that's, I think, is the point, is to get to that point where you don't even realize that you just do it so subconsciously that it just becomes your life, and that foundation stays there because you subconsciously do it every single day, because it becomes the norm of your life, is to build that foundation and to hit your non-negotiables every single day. And we'll talk about what that is too. So it's so funny that you said that at the beginning about being the CEO and would you hire you, because I literally wrote this down. It says, treat your business like a job, not a business. If I don't do these things, I won't get paid. So if I were to go into work tomorrow and I didn't take the calls I'm supposed to take, well, I wouldn't get paid. And so I look at these like, these are the things that I absolutely have to do, my non-negotiables, because I want to get paid. I mean, I would, of course, we're building this legacy for our family, and these things are super important. But at the end of the day, you want to be paid for the work you do. And so these non-negotiables are the things that you have to do, that you, if you were working, considering this a job, you would show up every day and do these. And so that's exactly what these are, is treat it like a job. What are the things that you have to do at your job to get paid? And so that's what these non-negotiables are for me. And so I call them my minimums. And you know, non-negotiable, my minimums. Yeah. And so for me, I know Ryan kind of talked about it. I am, my husband works out of state. I currently work a job where I'm gone 11 hours out of the day. I have two boys. And so, and I want to be at the church as much as possible because that is what fills my cup back up. And so, yeah, it's busy. Life is insane. And so my day, my non-negotiables really focus on social media because that's where I can make the biggest impact in my life. And that's what it comes down to, is what is going to make the biggest impact for your business. And that's what I figured out for me, what works and what can I do every single day, no matter what. Like Ryan was telling me earlier, no matter how you're feeling that day, no matter what's happening that day, no matter if you're sick in bed, what is the thing that you will do every single day, no matter what? It could just be one thing. It could just be one thing. But in my life, it's multiple things. And so I'm sure, Ryan, yours is different than mine. And that's kind of the beauty of it, is it doesn't have to be the same for everybody. It's yours. And so you get to decide what that is. And so for me, it's Facebook stories and Facebook posts, and commenting on the people who have commented on my posts, because they deserve that. They deserve a response. So for me, it's Facebook stories with a poll, and it's Facebook posts. I do an engagement post every single day, and then I do a post later on in the evening, and throughout the week I sprinkle in about Vitify in the evenings and share. So for me, those are my non-negotiables. Every single day I will post to my stories with a poll so people can respond. It's call to action, and I will reply to those people, and I will do 2 posts a day and reply to those people every single day. And if I promise you, some days it takes longer than others, but I promise you that is what I do every single day. And there's no negotiating that for me. It is the foundation of my business. And I think the important thing too to remember is those are the foundations as with my minimums, but I can add to that and do more. When you have more time, you do more. And so I'm sure you're the same way, Ryan, and yours, I'm sure, are different than mine.
Right. Yeah. They are a little different. You know, I've got the things that I like to do. But it doesn't matter as long as it's moving you towards, we talk about DMOs. That's what we're talking about, daily method of operation, but we talk about them being income generating. Like, what are things so as long as it's income generating for you, it generates income. Now, it might not that day, but it brings people. It's constantly keeping the message in front of people. And so as long as we're moving that direction, yeah, it doesn't matter. You might have something. She's talked about hers. I do birthdays every single day. I send out a birthday. I will not, I very rarely miss. If I've missed, it's because I got something thrown at me early in the morning and it just threw me off. Right. But I don't miss that very often. And that's that's one of mine. There's another, my non-negotiable is, and this isn't even business. Well, it is business because it makes my business go. And I know we share this one, is I'm going to get up and have a quiet time.
Yes.
I'm going to get my mind and my heart right before I even try. Because if I go and I throw business at the start, for me, I feel like I'm chaos the rest of the day if I don't get centered. And I have a feeling you're the same way. If it doesn't start that way, the day goes either super fast or super long, and it feels like I got nothing done.
Absolutely. I get up at 5:15 every morning and spend an hour in the Word and journaling and praying. And if I don't have that time, it is hard. And it is hard to get up at 5:15 and do that, but it's worth it. It's worth it because it allows me to be the person I want to be at work, with my kids, with my husband. And that is a non-negotiable for me as well that I didn't even share. So I'm glad you said that.
Yep. Now, hey, so one of the things that hit me really good, like if you're going to do that every day, you've got to find content, right? You've got to find content. And I know you have a little group because you love using memes. And so you have a group where you different people just you work as a team and they drop a bunch of memes in there. Some of them are hilarious. Some of them are eye-catching. Some of them I'm like, can I swipe by that faster? Because I see it up at the top of my stories. I'm like, oh, that's gross. I just can't look at it. I got to go look at it so I don't see it again. Right. But like I've done this and I know I can't be the only one. I've gone looking for content or how to run our TikTok because we do a lot of stuff on TikTok and Reels. And I've all of a sudden been on a rabbit hole for 2 hours. You talked about some things that you do to keep you from losing time. What are those?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to because I will absolutely do the same thing. That scroll, man, it'll get you every time. But so I did, and because I'm so limited on the time I have, I have to do that because otherwise, your day gets away, and then next thing you know, you haven't done anything. So I set a timer. I speak to my phone. I'm like, hey, set a timer for 10 minutes. And that is my time to scroll and look for content. And that is a non-negotiable. I have 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes to do it. And it really makes you pinpoint what you're looking at instead of scrolling because you have 10 minutes, you've got to get this done. And so when I'm doing my work, whatever it is, whether it's posting my stories or looking for content, I will set the alarm. But here's the other thing I do. I turn off notifications because those are distracting. That text can come in and take you off on another rabbit trail because you think you have to answer right now. It's 10 minutes. It's going to be fine for 10 minutes. And so I turn off notifications. If I'm batching content, I will turn off notifications so that I have no distractions and I can focus. And so that's my key to making sure I get done what I need to get done every single day.
Wow, it's helped me so much. Like just knowing that I am going to stick to this and telling myself I'm going to stick to this. And I did 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And almost majority of the time when I set the timer, I'm there. Now there's a couple times I've gone over and I've been like, oh, I could slap you, TikTok, like you got me. But for the most part, I honor that. Now, as you're going through that, you're looking for content. Are you just saving videos or how are you doing? Because I know people are going to go, well, what do you mean you're looking for content? Can you go a little bit more?
I'm saving videos. I'm saving memes. I'm screenshotting. I am saving everything I need to go back at a later point. So for me, again, Facebook stories are really important. And we have that group just in case I don't have that time that day to look for content. We have that there. But I try to find fresh stuff every single day. And so that timer helps me find that fresh content that I know I'll share. And so my stories have, a sequence to them. Like you said, my first story, the picture is going to grab your attention. I want you, and sometimes they're gross. Sometimes they're like, what is that? Sometimes they're crazy. But either way, it makes you click on it so that you'll go to my story, which is the goal. So I will save other people's. I will look, but I have this sequence in my mind, so I know what I'm looking for. So in that 10 minutes, that focus is there. What do I need? And then I save it. Some things I'll save as inspiration for me to reuse it. Somebody took a selfie with some writing on it and it was really cool. Well, I'll save it and I'll have some random person's face in my phone, and that's fine because I'm going to redo that. You know what I mean? And make it my own. So I save videos. If I'm on TikTok and if I'm looking for things on TikTok, I will save it to my favorites. So when I have a day that I can batch my content, like today is what I'm going to do, I can go to my favorites, figure out which ones I want to do. It's already saved there. So that's exactly how I do it.
You're even setting yourself up pretty much for the week, right? When you go and you batch all that content, you've got an idea of in case something come up, I can still get my negotiables in. Like you're not winging it each day. You know, it's something. And so having a plan and following your plan and making sure, because I guarantee you've had a plan and you've gone through it. And over time, you've looked at it and looked at your business and go, well, I did this, and this, and I did it, and I did it, and I did it. And it really didn't turn into much. Do I have, like, I know you're looking for engagement, right?
Yes.
And you're checking yourself. Did I go and engage on those people's stuff? But do you ever have a moment where you're going and you're like, this isn't working. I need to reevaluate and fix it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think you have to do that. You've got to take a step back sometimes and do and analyze what you're doing and is it working? And but at the same time, you've got to give it a time to work. So I know when I built, I think I have like 32,000 followers on TikTok. That's because I posted every single day. It was a non-negotiable at that point in my life. It's not now. Those non-negotiables change with your life. But I posted a TikTok every single day. And somebody could have said, listen, it's been 6 months and you've posted every single day and nothing has happened. But if I would have listened to them and gone, yeah, that's true, it wouldn't have taken off like it did. I wouldn't have the followers I have. So sometimes you've got to kind of push through. There's time to analyze, if it's working, and there's a time to go, maybe I haven't given this enough time. And so you got to know what works for your life too. And I can't make a TikTok every single day now. It wouldn't work for my life. It just wouldn't. But you definitely take a look at what is your income generating activities. And for me, Facebook stories are that, because I put a poll, I put a call to action. I have people to talk to every single day. They may not want curcumin right now, but they come around. If I just am talking with them about it and I leave it open for them to come back to me, they do. So for me, I know that's an income generating opportunity because I'm talking to people. And that's really the key about being social, right? Is talking to people. So if it gets you talking to people, it's generally a good thing to keep doing. So.
Right. No, I agree. Just anytime you can connecting with people. And sometimes we connect with people and it doesn't lead to, a sell or a recruitment or anything for a while.
Yeah.
But it might lead to another type of, I've had connections that never led to anything, but it led to a second connection. Like I connected with this person, they start liking my stuff, and then the next thing you know, they'll tag someone in my stuff. And then it led to a connection that turned into something special. And so that consistency is huge and connecting with people is huge. Now, let me ask you this, on your stories, do you post them all at once or do you spread those? You get them all in at once? That doesn't hurt anything. I don't have to spread them out through the day.
You can do whatever works for you. And I think it's really good to figure out what works for you. But for me, I have found that if I have a whole sequence for them to go through, they'll go through it. And so if I have my attention grabbing picture, I've got 2 funny memes or 2 funny things, they're going to keep clicking. And so the next slide is going to be about my business and what I'm doing with a call to action. So I'm keeping it, it's like a hook, you know what I mean? I'm keeping them hooked to keep them going. And then at the end, after I have my poll, it's just me. It's just things about me that make me who I am. And so if I have that batch sequence, then they're getting that full content all at one time and they can kind of pop through it. And so if I do it throughout the day, they may not see what I want them to see. And so that's why I do it all at one time. So I have that sequence and I keep them hooked until I get them.
And I like it. I like the way Facebook works on the stories, because I might catch the first couple that you post and then something comes up and I put my phone down or I whatever. And when I open Facebook back up, it brings me right back to the last story of yours eventually. Now you might be below a couple, but when I come back to your name, it's right where I left off. And then I'm like, oh yeah. Oh crap. I remember the long toenails on that. That's the one of your pictures that has just stuck in my head for probably eternity, like being heavens.
Sorry about that.
I hope I don't remember that picture by the time we get there. So, awesome. But
that consistency though, because I post consistently on my stories, they'll pop up on your feed first.
Right.
And that is a foundation, because that's where I get my leads. So if I'm popping up in everybody's stories with my crazy picture first, that's an income generating thing for me. So, right. But it takes consistency.
Okay. Is there any, and we've been going a while. Is there anything that you like, you've done, okay, this was my routine, this is what I do, it's my non-negotiable, and then over time I changed it. Have you ever gone back? Like, do you keep track of everything that you've done where you can go back and look and go, oh, I forgot I used to do that 2 years ago, like, and bring that back in? So like, as time changes, those non-negotiables can kind of fit to your vision, right? They fit to your overarching goal and lifestyle.
Yeah.
So do you ever go back? Do you keep track of that stuff and go back and add to, or is it something you just keep moving forward all the time?
No, I think I do go back, and because I am not going to be working full time much longer, I'm going to be back to making a TikTok every single day. Like, so, it just depends on your life, and if it worked in the past, most likely it's going to work now. And to be honest, sometimes we just need a refresh. When you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's good, but sometimes it can feel monotonous. And so if you tweak it a little bit, go back to something you did that you knew worked. It's
Right.
like a refreshing thing, and it'll be a refreshing thing for others to see as well. And so yeah, I'm actually, I'm looking at getting ready to do that. So yeah, absolutely. I'm
That's
already
awesome.
making my plans.
That's awesome. I do it. I do it too. I try to keep track of stuff and I save stuff. I've got little folders inside my notes where I tag them with years or I tag them with month or anytime I make a change. I know majority of us have been in different companies. Like I keep all that stuff. I've gone back and looked at different trainings and brought some of those back out and used them. So if you're not keeping folders or you're not keeping stuff like I would keep it to where you can go back and reevaluate because I really think it's good.
Good to have.
I think it's a
Yeah,
good practice. So,
absolutely.
all right. Well, is there anything else that you want to share with the group?
Well, okay. So the last thing I want to say is a lot of us think that multitasking is really, really good. But studies have actually found that we can't multitask. Like only 4% of the humans on this planet can multitask. So I think focus. When you set that timer for 10 minutes, really turn off those notifications and truly focus on what you're trying to do. First of all, that 10 minutes is going to fly. But
Right.
when you're focusing, it makes a huge, it definitely makes a huge difference. If I were to just scroll during that time, it would focus. So don't multitask. If you're going to set that timer, don't do anything else. Don't listen to, a book at the same time. Like focus on that, and really just set your mind to, this is what I'm doing right now, and after 10 minutes I can do the other things, but for now 10 minutes. And if it takes giving your kid an iPad this for 10 minutes to let him play so that you get that focus time, do it. It's worth it. It's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you do. But multitasking has not helped me in the past, so
Okay. I didn't set you up for that. I didn't ask you to say that. That's funny that you bring up the focus. So let's go back and let's look at what we've done. We started a 90-day run and we got 60 days through it. And we really went about 68, 69, 70, somewhere in there because of a couple little breaks. We gave a chance just to take a breath before we ran again. I am setting you up for a 30-day intense all out focus on your business because it's been proven that a 30-day focus. Now, a lot of people say 90-day run, and that's what we do. We do a 90-day focused run, but it's because 30 days it can wear some people out, right? But I am trying to set you up and prepare you for a 30-day all-out focus, tunnel vision on this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. I've got to make sure I do that. And so that's why we're talking about foundation, because we want to lead to 30 days of pretty intense focus. I appreciate you sharing that. That kind of sets us up. So we're going to gradually be dropping different things that are foundation builders and allows you to just have a solid base to build this business on, that where if at any point in time it gets a little wonky, doesn't go the way you want, you have a foundation that, you know what, there's been many times I've seen great foundations, they've ripped the top off and built back on that same foundation. And so we'll have something that if we don't like what we're building, okay, I'm building this, that's not what I want. We throw it away because I fired myself, right? I'm going to rebuild on the foundation. And so thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are a busy, busy lady. I look forward to seeing you in Dallas. That's going to be a blast.
I'm so
It's going
excited.
to be good. It is. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be a special day because those opportunities only come around once. To be standing in a small room of a small amount of people, it's going to be a smaller amount, hopefully shooting for around that 250 range. And when you think about it, that's a drip in the bucket. I mean, like a drop. And so that opportunity to be standing there and going, wow, this is powerful. What we have in our hands in the technology and the community and the business model, it's just gonna be special. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
And if I can say one more thing, I would
Yes.
say get to Dallas. If you can make it happen, I being in a room with everybody like that is going that focus, you'll get it because
Right.
you're gonna see that vision, and that vision is what you're gonna focus on. So I'm telling you, I would drive down there right now. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So
You'll be there by yourself. But that's okay. Maybe you can get it all set up.
preparation.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And everyone, drop your comments below. If you have questions, we'll be watching and we can come back through and answer those questions. I know Ashley would be happy to talk through different things, and anything we can do to help you build, to help you be successful, we want to be a part of that. See ya.